Show.
Yeah.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel on Kiss 92.
Good morning.
Sometimes getting out of bed in the morning is a lot to deal with all at once.
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome to the biggest and best breakfast show in the world. It's a Tuesday, a lovely Tuesday morning, and we have the lovely Dr. Geraldine Tan with us. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, Dr. Jerry. How are you doing?
I am good. I am doing well today.
You sound like you sound so shy today,
I know, like it's
Jerry.
your first time with us.
I'm thinking what to say.
Wait, but before you go any further, I think I saw one of your posts over the weekend. You were with your parents, and
Yes.
they were celebrating their Jubilee wedding anniversary.
They were with everyone, with 202 couples. So there were a lot of people that day, in Fairmont Hotel. It was really lovely. So it's organized by Family for Life, and I think the campaign is I still do. Yeah, I think that's the campaign that they have launched for a number of years now. So it was really beautiful to see all the different couples renewing their vows, going through a little lunch that it mimicked a dinner, the wedding dinner, and receiving from our president and also from one of our ministers a certificate and a medal, a 24K gold-plated medal, no less.
Wow, so sweet.
Yeah. It was really lovely to see all of them and celebrate with all of them.
Please congratulate your parents for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know.
Wonderful.
They had fun. They went to the different photo booths.
Ah, so cute. If I had known, I would have taken my parents there. Like, how did people get involved with this? Is this a yearly thing?
I have no idea.
Okay.
It was just one of those times that, randomly I paid attention to the announcements in church.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, there's this event. Okay, mommy, daddy, please go.
Cute.
Got
Okay,
it.
so today, Jerry, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to talk about TikTok trends because I was chatting with, or rather, I was like polling for the team, what should we talk about? And they came out with strange things. The young ones come out with a lot of strange things. And there's this TikTok trend on, what was that? Let me see. I met my younger self for coffee, so that's something that is very trending now. And then there's another one. I'm not sure. This debate about whether Singaporeans should bathe in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah, that one we know, yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I shower, but I don't shower my hair. So does that count?
It counts that you have a shower, yes. Yes. Not everyone needs to wash their hair in the morning.
Yeah, so I was like, what is this? And apparently, they get a lot of information, not from the internet now, but from TikTok. So I thought, let's talk about TikTok trends.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We constantly ask Shalini and Cheyenne about TikTok trends, actually. I mean, Angel is on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok. I mean, I think she knows more trends than I do when it comes to TikTok. But I'm with you, Jerry. I'm with you, and I'm waiting for your what do you call, updates on these TikTok trends as your colleagues have updated you, right? The younger ones, as you said.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on The Big Show TV. Meantime, here's...
What?
How do you pronounce this guy's name?
How do you spell it?
Tobiah. Here's Tobiah with Angel of Mine on Kiss 92. I got a shock when I saw the name. I turned around and I'm like, oh, all right, could be Tobias. It could be Tobias. It could be, well,
whatever it is you want.
right.
So I was looking up this. I met my younger self for coffee trend that you were talking about. So basically, it's kind of like a still photo or a video of yourself. And this one girl posted, "I met my younger self for coffee today. She showed up 15 minutes early. So did I. She ordered an iced caramel latte. I ordered an iced Americano with honey. She wore athletic shorts with a big t-shirt. I wore a suit. She told me she wants to be a psychologist when she grows up so she can help people. I told her I went to law school and I am a public defender." So it's about having conversations with your younger self about what you dreamt of and what you actually ended up as,
Do you
right?
find that interesting?
I think some people do. I think it works when people actually want to get to know you. If you are someone who people don't really pay attention to, then it's just like they just kind of scroll over it and go, "I don't really care what you do." You know what I mean?
Yeah, 'cause
so
I'm
it
like-
depends. It depends. I think it's a very female thing. Yes, of course. I think it's a very girl poignant thing. Glenn's not that person, so
So when you're on TikTok, you actually see the person.
yeah. So it's
and
like it's just like this. It's just like this.
Oh,
It's just a photo and then with words there.
I see, I
yeah,
see.
Yeah,
So
It
this
can
is
be
a-
narrated, I suppose, over the video,
Yeah.
and it's just
Yeah.
words about what they would
Oh.
say to their younger self, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so,
I think
so
it is a
it's
very girl
trend.
thing.
Yeah, it's a trend because many people have picked that up and started writing in this style.
Style,
so that
yeah.
becomes a template, and there were a lot of people talking about that. There's a lot, and apparently, so the teens say it started last month, but it's still quite trending. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And
So
with
we're talking
trends-
about good trends today, not dangerous trends.
We can talk about both. I mean, the other one that is that they came up with was the one whether Singaporeans are smelly. No, not whether Singaporeans are smelly or not, but whether they should take a shower. And I go like, why is everybody interviewing everyone else about whether they showered in the morning or not?
Because
You
it
know, so-
smells when you go on the public transport. That's what it is. It
So apparently
smells.
that's where it started.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
to
right?
make such a
Everybody.
big deal out of it, come on. I mean, when
It's easy for you to say because you do not take public transport.
so let's start
You know
a
what I
trend
mean?
as well.
Yeah. What?
do people wash between their toes?
Yeah.
Because
You know what?
you
They absolutely should. I was on the
There you
plane
go.
on Sunday, and I was like, people who have smelly feet should not take their shoes off.
correct. And you know what? It's not enough just washing your feet like that. You must wash between the toes.
Of course, that's where all that crap
yes.
is.
Okay, let's
you
start.
know.
Let's start this and see whether it flies. or not.
Okay, all right, let's do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So that's it. Glenn and Angel are asking, do you wash between your toes? Because that's the only way to get the smell out of your feet. I mean, it's not called toe jam for nothing.
This is ew,
Yeah.
gross.
You wash between the toes because there's jam between the toes.
Ew, stop it.
There you go.
Yuck. Oh. Okay, Dr.
But
Jerry, what else?
I mean, if we talk about, trends, what are all these trends? We did talk a little bit about similar to this topic in December last year about jumping on the bandwagon, following trends. And it's people imitating each other. And I did say, we want the younger ones to imitate good behavior. So that's the developmental part of things. Social psychology looks at having to follow the herd, or having that herd instinct, having to follow everyone because of survival. But this TikTok thing is really interesting because we don't need it for survival. And most of the time when we talk about trends, it comes in, some trends go for maybe about a week. No, I don't think a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then it fizzles out, Even the Labubu trend has now quietened down a lot. So
Yeah.
that's quite interesting because that's what trends are, right? They come up, they have a little bit of a spark, and then it fizzles and pops, So it's not really for survival. So I was really trying to figure out, so what are trends for if not for survival?
Likes and views.
Yeah.
Likes and views. That's all it is.
And what we really need to talk about harmless trends and
Dangerous
trends.
Yeah.
Because there are many trends that are so dangerous. I mean, the trends that I think, your colleagues, when you ask them, highlighted to you, are pretty harmless.
They are harmless. They
But we've
absolutely
also
are.
come across some really harmful trends.
Yeah.
On the net.
There are, I think, 4 couples in the UK currently trying to sue TikTok because 4 of their kids died from the blackout challenge. We can talk about that when we go on air.
Kiss 92 traffic.
On the AYE towards the MCE after the Keppel Road entrance, avoid lane 4 of vehicles broken down. Other than that, it's the peak hour traffic that you're so used to. If you spot anything unusual, it's 8855
Welcome back to The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for this morning is the award-winning psychologist from a place called The Therapy Room, Dr. Geraldine Tan. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, and we are here talking about different mental health issues on Therapy Tuesdays.
That's right. But specifically today, we're talking about TikTok trends. And although there's some really nice TikTok trends out there, like life hacks, what to do in the kitchen, how to get people to know you and make things and stuff like that, there are also really dangerous ones. And one that has been in the news recently is the blackout challenge. Now, this is a viral trend that can actually cause brain damage or lead to death. So it's basically also known as the choking challenge.
Right.
And I know 4 sets of parents in the UK have collectively come together and they want to sue TikTok because of the deaths of their children.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, when I was still doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
I mean, we were all taught, how to do it.
Chokeholds and stuff,
It's the
right?
rear naked choke, right?
Yeah.
And once you feel you're about to pass out or you can't escape the choke, then
Yeah.
you just tap out, you see?
Yeah.
But, I mean, taking it to this level where you actually choke someone out
Yeah.
as a challenge, is dangerous. Absolutely dangerous.
Of course. Besides that, there's also the Benadryl challenge, where kids take pills. There's also the Superman challenge, where your friends put their arms out and you just jump and hope they catch you.
Oh my God.
So people have obviously broken teeth, broken bones, died, gotten brain damage. So there's a lot of awful stuff out there that the young, because all these kids that are affected are like 13, 14 years old.
Yeah. So there's the other one that the teens had told me before, the Tide Pod challenge. Tide Pod is actually a laundry pot.
Oh,
that-
Tide,
Yeah, Tide Pods. So they actually consume it. And
But for
don't
what
know
reason
they-
though? I mean, like what is the reasoning
dare-
behind it?
So that's where trends become dangerous, right? Because if we look at why we follow trends, so trends, what do trends cover? So besides all these, to dare another person, to or challenge another person, they look at fashion, they look at makeup, they look at dance, which is fun and funny. We have the Hai Di Lao dance. I'm sure it has another name, but I just call it the Hai Di Lao dance because the people at the staff at Hai Di Lao will dance. We look at different topics that are covered, mental health or otherwise, or even just expression. You look at experiments and the mukbang challenge and the food recommendations. So there's a lot of good materials out there, but when people talk about negative topics or experiments, so I assume that these are experiments and they think that it is interesting to replicate it. So then there's the copying part. So if you copy a dance, that's fine. Or you imitate a dance and you learn a dance, that's fine. You're activating your body, it is physical, that is good. But when you do an experiment without a disclaimer, so if we recall TV tends to put a disclaimer right at the beginning. And they will say, do not try this without parental supervision. Do not try this at home. So we are alerted, whether it is on the TV or a reputable company, a production company. However, on TikTok, there's no time to put all these disclaimers, and no one is liable. No one is held accountable for any of the material that is put up. So these children then look at it and go, oh, if you can do it, I can do it. But even as adults, I have to remind adults that whatever that we see on TV, on videos, is actually edited, is actually, curated for whatever information that they want to deliver,
Okay.
rather than it is just the real thing.
All right. So, in other words, you're telling everybody to not, support TikTok.
No, it's
You're saying
they have a lot of
you're saying social media is bad. That's what you're saying.
That's what
okay,
he got out
let's
of it,
continue
okay.
this conversation. I'm like, okay, what's the point? Let's continue this conversation on the Big Show TV. It's 8:20.
Kiss 92 Time Check brought
I mean, I
Yeah.
think the only reason that people do these challenges on social media is the hope to become viral. That is only one reason.
Now, I want to find
You
out
know?
the reason right now, right, Jerry? I mean, today we're doing this topic. So, what is the message? I mean, halfway through right now,
Yeah.
what is the message? Why are we talking about trends, positive trends, negative trends this morning?
Discernment. I mean, of course we need to we have all these materials out there. We cannot stop all these material. So it's not whether I'm not arguing whether TikTok is good or is bad. I'm saying please discern.
Yep. So
Please-
this message is more for the parents or for the kids?
Both.
I think. Yeah.
Both, because
Okay.
it is really important for the whoever that is consuming this material to know that 90% is not real.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to take it with a pinch of salt. It is entertainment after all. So if you want to follow it with discretion. Do not just follow blindly, which many of our young ones,
yeah.
when they are not guided properly, when we do not intervene or we do not watch what they are seeing and educate them, they assume everything is real, everything is correct.
Yeah, and I think the younger kids as well, they do these dares because they want to belong, because they're peers, they want to be accepted. Our day, it was like the challenge was, would you like to have a cigarette? Would you like to try a cigarette? Now the challenges are online.
Right.
I dare you to take 14 Benadryl pills.
Right.
I dare you to do the Superman challenge. If you don't do it, you're so and so. So I think that the challenges from when we were growing up, the challenges were very different from the challenges now. But the idea is still the same. They want to feel like they belong. They want to feel like they're that daring person that, becomes part of the cool kids. If they survive it, then they're like, oh my gosh, Glenn is the coolest because he did that challenge and he survived it. But there will be 10 others that are like, don't survive that challenge and then are ousted from that cool.
I think
Space.
kids these days, right? I think maybe they're stupid or something. It's like, in this area they're just dumb, right? No, because look, when we were growing up, there were many challenges that were posed to
Yeah.
us. Harmless, not so harmless.
Yeah.
Some dangerous, but we knew. We knew not to do it. If not, it'll harm us.
Common sense.
Yes.
No, I agree with you.
But these days, for a person, mostly the kids,
Yeah.
okay? Because
Yeah.
I don't know of adults who take on these very
Challenges,
dangerous
yeah.
challenges and all that. But these kids, it's almost like, okay, let's say I take back the word stupid. I think there is a deeper underlying reason as to why they do it, and that is they might be suicidal. To the point where it's like, I don't care. If I survive, I survive. If I die, I die. That could be
What do you think, Dr. Jerry?
a reason.
uh, if they are suicidal, they would not be doing these
So publicly,
experiments.
yeah.
Yeah, so if they would go for something a little bit more fatal. But if you're talking about like self-harm behavior, maybe. But even if they want to self-harm, I don't think they would take to TikTok to look for trends.
Okay, so I think my next question is relevant, okay? Because I mentioned the word suicidal. Because to me, if a person is suicidal, he's like tired of living, might be a little depressed and, want to kill himself or herself or whatever. So how would you define a person who doesn't mind? As in, like, he's not, because I think that's exactly what you're talking about. Early on when I said someone, might be suicidal, you said no, right? But how would you define someone who, let's say, is posed a challenge and thinks to himself, okay, I'm just going to do this right now. If I survive it, I survive it. If I don't, I don't.
I don't think they think of it as they're gonna die.
No,
I
but-
think they think of it as I can do this and not die. I don't think they have a death wish.
No, I'm not definitively saying that's the case. But
Yeah.
there are people out there, daredevils,
Daredevils, yeah.
okay? Would that be...
So they look for thrill. They are experimenting. They are exploring different things that they can do. So that's different from looking for death. So
So how-
these are perhaps thrill seekers.
So let's say
Thrill seekers.
we're talking about you, Jerry, okay? I'm challenging you right now to swallow a laundry pod. Let's swallow 2 laundry pods, okay? And you take the challenge, let's say, okay? You take the challenge and you swallow
Okay.
2 laundry pods. What would then be your state of mind, let's say, for you to actually do a challenge like that?
Okay. So Angel mentioned, right? If I want to belong in Glenn's in group, I want to be part of his, sphere of friends, his inner circle. Then I might consider if that is very important to me, which for many teens, or even adults, it is important to them to be in the in
Yeah.
group, to be cool, and that's where they may do certain behaviors. So
That
if
blows
all
my
your
mind.
friends have tried it, if all of them have tried it before, then perhaps they would do it. So you're talking about the negative one. But there come, if I just shift us a little bit, we look at the 2 that I've mentioned before. The one that is debating whether shower or not in the morning, and the other one where, I met I met my younger self. These 2, I think why it resonated because. So the one that is so both are very expressive. They are expressing their inner thoughts. It's actually very authentic, which when someone is very authentic, it is very engaging. So the material becomes very engaging. And I'm all for self-expression. I mean, I didn't realize that it would take the Singapore by storm, but at least there was a healthy debate about it. It was a small issue, but it was a healthy debate. And then the other one, where she is able to express herself, she is able to talk about her inner feelings and healing. So people that gravitate towards these sort of material will start to write about it, will start to do their own TikTok about it because it legitimizes, it gives them a voice, so that to me that is healthy, although it is very overused at some point, which trends are sometimes it's very overused.
Matthew Lee says on our Facebook, he says maybe not suicidal, but maybe the way people see the value of life has changed, right? And he also says there is a lack of logical thinking as we mindlessly consume more, which is true. Because right now we consume so much that a lot of people are, especially the Gen Zers, say that they're overstimulated because there's so many things coming in at once. So they don't have time to actually break everything down and see which is logical, which is not.
So it becomes stupid.
It-
I'll
yes,
bring the
I-
word stupid
yeah.
back in. easy.
I think it becomes very because everything sort of melds together, so it's kind of hard to compartmentalize everything into okay, this is a proper thing to do, this is improper thing to do. Everything kind of mixes together. Do you think that?
Yeah, so the keyword here is mindless. So where they do
Mindless.
it mindlessly, and without thought, without
Yeah.
consideration of the consequences that they may face,
Yeah.
and they just think, oh, it's fun. If somebody else can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they don't think of all the other dangers that it may bring.
It's the jackass. It's the jackass syndrome.
Yeah, what
Remember
was that?
the show?
Jackass? Yeah,
Jackass with
yes.
Steve O and
Yes.
they used to do all these
Is it MTV or
crazy
something?
stunts. MTV.
MTV, yeah, Jackass.
It's so dangerous, right?
Yeah.
But they just did it for TV. They
Yep.
would break their arms and
Yep.
while doing stunts. And,
I remember that,
and
yep.
all that. Yep.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Steve O.
Jackass.
Yeah. Okay, wait. We're going back on air. Stand by.
Kiss 92 traffic.
All right, taking a look at the situation on the roads. If you're on Woodlands Road heading into the city after Sungai Kadot Avenue, avoid the left lane. An accident has been reported. Also in the CTE tunnel towards the SLE, a broken down vehicle after the Merchant Road exit. Avoid lane 3. Other than that, it's the usual heavy traffic all over the place. Wherever you are this Tuesday morning, stay safe.
All right, well, back on The Big Show and The Big Show TV. Our guest for today, she's the one making a lot of noise in the
Yeah.
background, is Dr. Geraldine Tan from the therapy room.
It's
Good
like
morning,
some
Geraldine.
fan or something is on.
No, it's my paper. So all the preparation. I didn't realize the mic was picking it up today.
Yep, picks up everything. Okay, Dr. Jerry, so we were talking about mindless and maybe unthought of behavior that's not been carefully.
Yeah, I thought of something else actually. So we always say that TikTok is very accessible, but this accessibility also is where the content creator has to create. So most of them are not experts, So most of them do not have a production house. They don't spend long, a large amount of time trying to do their production. So when they do these videos, you realize it's really, really short. Things need to be accessible. Things need to be convenient. So all these materials become very accessible, like the tripods, like, just choking, things that you can see, things you can reach out to. So then the material becomes accessible to those that are watching, the consumer, or those that are viewing, the viewers, right? And they realize, oh, it's accessible. My hands are here. I can choke someone. The tripods are there. I can, take it.
Yeah.
I can write, so I'll write something also. So, and we all have very good apps to help us with all the like Canva, or even more sophisticated ones to create little movies. And
Yep.
the teens are very, very nimble with these apps, so they can replicate these content quite easily, especially if the materials are very convenient. So you see them trying to replicate their idols or something that is cool, something that is fun. So I think this idea of accessibility, so it's not just mindless, but because everyone can do it now. Everyone is able to do it if you put a little bit of effort.
Yeah, the accessibility,
Yeah.
the entry level to entry is the entry level is so accessible. Like Dr. Jerry says, it's everyday items, it's everyday things that you find on your phone.
No, and that's why I think governments around the world are trying to, ban kids of a certain age from TikTok.
Yeah, from under,
Because
Yeah.
you can't restrict, go in there and and restrict content. I don't think TikTok can do that unless it's blatant.
I think it's also about education, though. I think they need to know how to filter the awful stuff from the good stuff. Because as you said,
who needs to be
the
educated?
The viewers, the children especially, because you banning
Just
it out,
ban children.
No,
that's all.
but banning it outright
How-
is not going to work.
How long
because
is it going to take to educate someone? If someone is stupid, someone is stupid.
It's not about stupid. If someone is young, they can always get in.
Oh my.
The verification for getting in is super easy at the moment.
That's just too much thinking. Just ban.
No, you
just
see,
ban the kids.
The problem is not enough thinking.
Only
That's
when you're
why it
18
happens.
years and above can you access TikTok. How about that?
Correct, which is what they're trying to do. So if you are but if you are 16 years and below or 18 years and below and something happens to you, we don't care because you shouldn't have been there anyway. You know what I mean? If you were younger and something
Yeah.
happened to you, but you're supposed to be banned.
Right.
If something happened to you,
Yeah.
then do we not care?
If you did that to yourself,
Yeah.
and as Jerry says, you're not suicidal or anything like that,
Yeah.
you just did it to yourself and you die in the process and you're stupid. It's as simple as that. No, I'm not. I'm just being honest here.
Okay.
Okay. Anyway, Ed Sheeran is next. This is Photograph on Kiss 92. I mean, you can't police everyone.
No, of
you know what I
course.
mean?
No, I'm not saying.
Just-
I'm not saying police, but I'm saying at least educate from small.
No need to
No. You
educate.
see, that's the
you are
problem.
already educated by your parents. You're educated in school. You should be educated already. If you're uneducated, you go in there, you do something, and you kill yourself. I mean, look,
It's not
I mean,
about stupidity. I
No,
don't think so.
I'm just saying, which is why I'm saying the easiest thing is 18 and above, you go in there, you make your own decisions. It's as simple as that, right? But
Dr. Jerry?
if you're a kid, you're gullible, you're really not developed, your brain is not completely developed, then, I feel sorry because you're easily influenced by other people. But, which is why I'm saying,
Okay.
anyone below the age of 18, not allowed into TikTok.
So if like I said, if anyone is below that age of 18, something happens to them, we don't care because you're stupid, right? But if you're above at the age of 18 and you follow one of these trends and something happens to you,
Yeah.
also stupid?
Stupid.
Then everybody's stupid then.
No.
Then
Are
not-
you stupid? You're still here.
No, I'm still here, but I'm just saying who is to blame if you
You know what I mean. You blame yourself. In life,
Dr. Jerry.
it's choices. You make the wrong choice, you blame yourself, right?
This conversation is really, really interesting because just watching both of you, right? Trends are trends, and trends come in different ways and forms through the years. It's not just TikTok trends. When we were in school, my era, I heard of glue sniffing.
Yeah.
So I don't hear of it now.
Did you do it?
But
I mean, it was trendy. Did you do it?
No.
I didn't do it as well.
No, I didn't
My
either.
friends, some of them actually did it.
Yeah. I knew
Okay.
of some people.
They're
yeah.
stupid. They hurt themselves.
Yeah.
They got addicted. They vomited.
Yeah.
So their parents didn't bring it up properly.
Dr. Jerry?
Because-
I don't think that their parents didn't bring them up properly or that they are stupid, but we need to understand why they gravitate towards certain trends.
So why do
and
they?
Why you and I don't gravitate towards certain trends.
Because we're not stupid.
Isn't there a local movie like that?
I'm not stupid. Yeah, there you go. You see, Jack had a message. Yeah, don't be stupid,
No. So okay. TikTok and the different social media really helps us to understand it a little bit better. If let's say I am feeling depressed, I will look for materials that tell me about depression, about people who resonate with it, so that I can resonate with the material. The algorithm goes with, that it would just continue to churn out materials that are telling me about depressiveness, about depression and things like that. If let's say I'm a thrill seeker, I will look for material that would be everything
Thrill
about
seeking.
thrills and exciting behavior and about different experimentation. And I will want to pick out things that I can do. Right? And to see whether I can try it or not. It's no different from the past where it really depends on what we are looking out for and we go and look for it. Right? Just that it is more inaccessible in the past. Now it's more accessible. So these people are really not stupid. They are they have yearnings, they have worries, they have, their own expectations, and they gravitate towards certain type of material. So then, is it that we need to label them as stupid, or we need to educate them, or we need to prevent them? I think it is a societal problem that we need to look at what is trending, and is there something that we can then help to build up resilience. So there's another part that we are looking at, where we build a more resilient society, and these materials, all these trends, help to give us a sneak peek into what is going on with our society. I
Okay.
feel. Glenn is like, I don't agree.
He doesn't.
But
But
it's
it's
choices.
okay. Yeah, you're allowed to disagree. It's fine.
It's
Yes.
choices.
But you're right. It is choices, though.
Yeah.
It is all about choices.
And you must know, right? I mean, you must know. Is this challenge, for example,
A good choice or a
going
bad one,
going to
yeah.
kill me?
Yeah.
You know, am I going to be rushed to the hospital right after swallowing 2 laundry pods?
Yeah.
You know, it's just like really, I don't understand how someone would not know.
that it's just, yeah.
You know what I mean? Maybe when you're mentioning the glue sniffing thing, that is a different thing altogether, because the people who glue sniffed wanted to get a high. The same way
Yeah,
people
no,
drink
I agree.
or smoke or
Yeah.
vape. So it's not a good comparison.
Yeah.
But I was talking about mindless challenges.
Yeah.
Like choking yourself out till the
You pass
oxygen
out,
gets
yeah.
cut from your brain and you pass out and you don't even know whether someone can wake you up, or swallowing 10
I mean,
laundry pods, or
and dying is the least of your worries. What if you end up with brain damage? Which is
But
even
they don't
worse,
think
you know?
that, you see.
their brain
Yeah.
already damaged. That's why maybe you know.
I mean, I don't think they purposefully think, what if I have
But that's
brain
what
damage?
that's what we're saying. They should be thinking about
Yeah,
that.
they should
you
be
know?
thinking.
They should.
Yeah,
They
they
should.
should know the harm.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, the challenge for today is let's jump off like the 10
yeah.
story
And see if we survive.
a 10-story building or something like
Yeah.
that, and see who survives. Look,
Yeah.
if someone were to take that challenge, don't you think the person is stupid? Or is tired of living, perhaps?
If they knew the consequences, if they knew, that it was dangerous, right?
If they knew the consequences, it's the
Yeah.
10th floor.
Yeah, yeah. No, I get what he's saying. And swallowing detergent is dangerous. I mean, you were taught as a kid not to do it. You know what I mean?
But if somebody, challenged you, and it was a very mindless challenge, it is something that you feel you want to belong. You would think of, I want to belong, rather than the consequences. So that's
No, I
how
get what she's saying,
They're
because
not
peer pressure can be tough.
yeah, negative groups,
Yeah.
or rather groups that are not are rather dysfunctional,
Yeah.
tend to lead them to believe that I need to do certain things in order to be with this group, or to be accepted.
Even if it
acceptance
means jumping off a 10-story building.
To see if you
Jumping
survive.
out of a 10-story building. Are you saying that that's normal? If like
it's not normal. The gravity of it is definitely different. But if we think of, like, in the past, secret society, they say you need to cut, and put blood, or the yakuza, where they cut away the last finger. Yes, it is not, you don't take away a life, but you still hurt yourself. There's still physical harm, and people have done that to pledge their
Allegiance and loyalty, yeah.
their loyalty to a group, because they want to be with a group. Now, I'm not saying that that is right. I'm saying that we should look at what trends are out there, and we need to work with these people as a society. So where there was glue sniffing, or where there was secret society, the police came into schools, talked to the students about it, they educated the students about it, they rallied them as a community, which is very, very powerful, because if we don't catch the trends and we don't educate the public, then what happens is the online community educates them,
Yeah.
and we would not be able to catch all the different groups.
And that's the message. It's a good message.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, that's the message for today.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. If we don't educate them, then the online community
will. Yeah.
And that could be bad.
Education. I mean, I feel like education awareness is always key, but I like that last bit of if we don't take that responsibility, then it's left
Yeah.
to the world,
Yeah.
basically.
So I think this message today really does go out to parents, guardians,
Children, everyone.
yeah, to be aware of what their kids are up to. Okay, traffic update. Hold on, traffic.
Kiss 92 traffic.
If you're on the SLE heading towards the CTE, look out for an accident before the Mandai Avenue exit. It's causing quite a bit of backup to Woodlands Avenue 2. Avoid lane 1. Also, if you are on the CTE heading towards the SLE, this is in the opposite direction, a vehicle's broken down after the Brattle Road exit. Avoid lane 5. Spot anything? Let us know. 885550
Good morning, Singapore, and welcome back to Therapy Tuesday with Dr. Geraldine Tan from the Therapy Room. Today, we're helping all parents, just be aware that it is their responsibility, to educate their kids and to look out for their kids, to remind them that there can be some very harmful trends, on platforms like TikTok, and so to be careful.
And I think if you are a parent or an educator or a guardian, and even though you don't like social media, I think it's a good idea to keep an eye on the news and just keep on searching for things like TikTok trends, TikTok challenges. You don't have to be on the platform, and just search and see what's out there, because then you know if your child or whoever you're looking after is on that pathway. You know what I mean? To trying these challenges that might be dangerous.
Right. You know what? Maybe we should have someone
From
right?
TikTok.
Someone, not from TikTok. I don't think they'll do it. But someone who can highlight these dangerous trends so that we can warn.
Like on a weekly basis.
On a weekly basis.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yep.
Anything that we find,
dangerous.
Could harm someone.
Yeah.
We highlight it.
Yeah. So right now, I mean, the trends out there are like the Superman challenge, the Blackout challenge, as well as the Benadryl, and also the Laundry Pod challenge. I mean, Benadryl, maybe in our terms, would be like a comparison would be, are they paracetamol tablets?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, there's some sort of pharmaceutical tablets that can be found in your pantry or your drug cabinet.
Parents, be aware of that.
Yeah.
Okay, Dr. Jerry, it's time for us to go. Give us your quote.
Okay, but before that, I talked. We shouted out to the parents to educate their children. Let's also give a shout out to the content creators. To also provide knowledge, awareness in a fun way, but responsible way. I think this is very, very important also. Okay, so this is from a teen. So it actually is from my teen, who said, because they had a lot of bullying in school. Okay, not bullying. It was some social issue in school, and people were crying, girls being girls, and my teen said this: it's all fun and games until you meet somebody emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
So let's be aware. So whether it is face to face as a community or whether it's an online community, the messaging is really all fun and games until something happens. So until you meet someone emotionally vulnerable and they fall prey to your content.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jerry, for joining us. We'll see you next week.
I'll see all of you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Have a good week.
Headline news and sports up next, right here on The Big Show.
The Big Show with Glenn and Angel